And we're joined now by Anthony Constantino. We appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us. What do you say to voters and constituents who live in the 21st District? Why are you running for Congress?
Well, I want somebody like me in there, somebody that's totally self-funded, independent, and able to get in there and just do what's right for the citizens. In my business, I built an incredible company called Sticker Mule. I never took on investors because I didn't want anyone clouding my judgment, telling me what to do. I just wanted to serve my customers and my employees as best I could, and now I want to do the same thing in Congress. I don't like people that get in there and they're controlled by special interests, so I'm totally self-funding. It means I get to do what's right for our citizens, and that's very important.
You've never held political office before, so why Congress?
Well, I built an incredible company. I've had a lot of success in life, and the big criticism of people like myself that have a lot of success is that they don't give back enough. And so I've given back in big ways through my community. I built an incredible community gym. I built parks. I've done a lot of stuff to make my community better, but I want to do as much as possible to make the world a better place. I've been blessed with a great life, with a lot of success, and this is my way of giving back. I think with me running, I want to not only win this race for me, but I want to uplift the Republican Party statewide and nationally. I'm a great marketer. I've been able to reach millions of people through my company. I reached the entire world with my Vote for Trump sign to influence the election a little bit. I put out an endorsement. That was one of the most viral endorsements. So once I run, I want to win for this district because we have to win, but I want to uplift the party nationally, and I want to fight for the president's agenda.
Why is that so important?
Because I believe the Democrat Party's objectively hurting New York State. We've lost 2 million people in New York State, and I think they're a force for, I call it evil in the country. They support ideas that are just terrible. I'm an independent-minded person. You have to be independent-minded and objective to build a great company, and I objectively believe the Democrat Party is hurting the country.
You say you're independent, but you're fully in line with the president and what he wants to do?
Well, I support the Republican Party because I independently and objectively think we have better ideas. I think the president's ideas are better, but you don't build incredible companies without being objective and independent-minded, right? You have to pick the right ideas to build your company, and so the right ideas are on our side or with the MAGA Republicans, and that's why I support them, but I got there objectively because I believe in being an objective person.
And when it comes to the president's ideas and his agenda, what do you see as his biggest issues and priorities that you think you'll be able to help move along in Congress? Well,
I'm very happy with what he did with regards to the border. He's already accomplished incredible things. He sealed the border. He got us to the lowest level of illegal border crossing since the 1970s. That was a big issue, and illegal immigration hurts America, but it also hurts the immigrants that come here illegally. They rip their families apart coming here illegally, and we want to keep that. We want to keep the border sealed forever. This is a border district. I think the president won the debate on the border, but we need people like me in there to keep winning that argument so that we never regress and go back to the way we went before.
Right now, is it the war in Iran? Is it trying to get the SAFE Act through Congress? Is it funding for Department of Homeland Security? Is there a priority you see for the president's agenda right now?
Well, I'm focused on the district. The biggest issue, I talked to leadership when I went there last week. The issue I want, and I said the thing I want for our district, I want high-speed internet for the district. I want reliable cell service for the district. I want to help the president pour more money into people's pockets. So I think a big issue for the president is the economy. He's been a great job creator himself. He built an incredible business just like I did. And by the way, we're both similar in that we're the sole owners of our company. So he built a business. I don't think he had investors. The Trump organization was his, Sticker Mill's mine. And we're both great job creators. So we both want to put more money in our citizens' pockets. I want to help with that. The way we do that in the North Country is through internet and cell service. And I can do something that he mentioned in his endorsement of me, which is bring back American manufacturing. I already did it with my own company, and I can kind of help people for free. We don't even need legislation. I know how to do it. I can teach other people how to do it, and I can be a cheerleader for American manufacturing. And I have a lot of thoughts on this topic. And I think once I'm going to do a big speech on this eventually, but we're going to talk all about how to bring manufacturing back to America. I think I got to figure it out.
That's a priority for you.
Yeah.
You see that in the North Country?
I think all manufacturing should be local, and we have all the tools to do it now with regards to improvements in automation, improvements with artificial intelligence. The only reason you manufacture overseas is to take advantage of low-cost labor, but once we bring costs down through automation, through robotics, you can do the manufacturing here and provide high-wage jobs to Americans that run sophisticated machinery rather than giving jobs to people in Vietnam where they're doing things with their hands.
On your website, you talk about your priorities, and you mention about cell service and internet and improving that. You believe that would help the North Country. People could work remotely. You believe that could potentially help businesses if they had better internet service?
It's 2026. I built an incredible company because I had access to the internet. I do my job from my phone. I didn't believe it when people said one day you're going to be doing your job from your phone, but I resisted the phone, right? When for a little while, like typing on it, I didn't like it. But I eventually learned I can almost run my company from my phone. I barely use a computer anymore, but you need your phone to actually work. So we got a problem where the phones don't work here. It's 2026. It's time for us to get with the times, and we can create incredible remote jobs in the North Country. I know remote workers better than anybody. I've been doing it for a long time. Remote workers want to work in beautiful towns like the towns we have, but they need to have the tools with regards to high-speed internet, right? They need to have the internet connection at their house. They need to have the phone to be able to work. It's also a public safety issue, and it's 2026. It's time for us to get internet and cell service in this district that works to the highest level.
The 21st District is huge, from Schoharie County to the south, parts of Fulton, Montgomery counties, and then almost the entire North Country, from Lake Champlain to Fort Drum. You've traveled the district. What are you hearing from the voters? For them, what is the biggest issue?
Everybody wants jobs. We need jobs. We need to fill the buildings up with life again. We need people here again so that the towns are vibrant and exciting again. You see too many buildings that have been abandoned. You need people and you need jobs here. And I'm uniquely positioned to help us with this. I've been a job creator. I've proven to people leading through example. Day one, I can inspire people to come here and create jobs because I already did it. When I started creating my company, it's a tech/manufacturing company. Day one, people said, why are you doing manufacturing in America? I wanted to prove it could be done. They also said to me, why don't you do a tech company in California? That's where all the tech guys are. I said, I don't want to go there. I don't want to be with them. I want to prove we can do it here. So I proved that you can build incredible companies here. I want to inspire people, and I'm going to lead by example on that issue. What
else would you do to draw business and jobs to the North Country?
You need to be top of mind. You need to act like the president. You talk to businesses, and maybe there's businesses that are on the tipping point, wondering if they should come here or not. You call them and you ask them to come, and you keep us top of mind by getting in the media. I've created a massive voice for myself. I'm one of the most looked after, congressional candidates right now in the country. I've created a lot of noise and a lot of attention myself. Obviously, I'm doing that to win the race, but I'm also building my voice so that I can advocate for all the citizens once I win. I have a way bigger voice than anyone running in this race, Democrat or Republican. I have the biggest voice by a long shot, and I keep investing and building. In fact, I invested $7.6 million of my own money in my campaign. People say, why are you doing that? I want to build a big voice for myself so I can be a voice for the citizens and fight for them and do things like encourage businesses to come here because they know about us.
As you talk to voters, you must be hearing from people who say the economy is something that is hurting them right now. Utility costs skyrocketing, gas prices are high right now. What do you say to them that you'll be able to do in Congress to help lower cost?
I mentioned already, I'm totally self-funding. I think I'm the only person running for Congress doing this in the entire United States of America. Nobody's ever done this. I'm the third most well-funded congressional candidate on the Republican side, $7.6 million of my own money. I'm doing that because I want to be totally free day one to go in and fight for legislation, and exclusively legislation that makes life better for the citizens, that grows the economy. I don't want to be persuaded by special interests to do anything that benefits them at the detriment of our citizens. I'm the only one that's going to be able to say that. So every bill that gets put in front of me, I'm going to be calling out the special interests. I'm going to be fighting for the citizens.
And you mentioned Rudy Giuliani. You received an endorsement from Rudy Giuliani. Of course, you also have received the endorsement of President Trump. How big was that to receive the president's endorsement in this race, in this primary?
Well, I asked for Giuliani's endorsement. I wrote him a long letter, and we became great friends. And then shortly thereafter, I got the endorsement of the president. It came totally unexpected. I didn't know it was coming. I got a phone call from a very respected person, and they said, I think the president's going to call you in a few minutes. Please answer your phone. And so I answered the phone, and it was the president. He was very, very jovial. He was thrilled about some of the, he knew a lot about my background already, and he gave me his full support, and he said, your poll numbers are going to go up big time. I'm honored to have the president's endorsement, but the reason why this is important, really, and I think even the Democrats should be happy I have the president's endorsement, because it means when I go into Congress and I fight for them, I have the ear of the president. Nobody else can say that other than me. I'm the only one running in this race that's a friend of the president, that's going to be a friend of Republican leadership on day one, and that's good even for Democrats because it means they're going to have a congressperson that's listened to and can get things done for them.
One of the issues that they may point to is here in the northern part of the 21st District, there's a lot of trade with Canada. There's thousands of jobs here in this part of the 21st District that count on Canadian businesses, and they would like to improve relations with Canada. They've seen the strained relations. They think the tariffs have hurt, and that it's cut down on tourism and Canadians crossing the border, having an effect on business and trade. Would you be an advocate for those people who are in the northern part of the district who would like to improve those relations once again?
I like Canada, believe it or not. I like the entire world. I have a global company. I like people all over the world, but I think the job of U.S. politicians is to fight for the American citizens, and President Trump made it very clear that's his #1 agenda, but very important. Day one, I'm the only person in this race that's going to go into Congress, a friend of the president, that can talk to him privately about anything that I think needs to be discussed in order to benefit our citizens. So anytime I see an opportunity to help the citizens, I'm going to fight for it. Sometimes it's going to be privately, but I'm the only one that has the president's ear.
Several Republican leaders and the state party chair have come out and are backing your opponent in the primary, Assemblyman Smullen. Do you think, despite that, you can convince the majority of Republican primary voters to support you?
I've already done that. The polling shows I've already convinced the majority of Republican primary voters to support me. The frontline citizens, and I have a lot of fun. I go to events and I meet with citizens. See, I've done political events where you meet with the political class, and I do events with citizens, and the events with citizens are way more fun. So the Republican primary voters have already decided to support me. You can see it in all the polling. You can see it in the enthusiasm for me on social media and in person when I go out. People ask me to sign autographs already, which is pretty cool. They said, few people get that. Giuliani had that treatment. He likes, and obviously Donald Trump's in that category. But yeah, I've already won over the citizens, but I'm going to keep winning over the citizens. I'm going to do rallies all over the district, and we're going to do meet and greets all over the district, and we're going to keep talking to the citizens and hearing their concerns.
It's been at times a contentious primary. Your opponent has questioned your lack of experience in politics and whether you have the skills and temperament to be a member of Congress. What do you say in response to that? If voters are wondering about that or questioning whether you're the best candidate and the best choice, what do you say to them?
He needs to throw slime at me because he's a C-lister. We did a special election. There was 20 people running. He was barely in contention, although he was wandering around. He needs to throw slime because he's a C-lister. He grasps at straws. And at the end of the day, he has to say something, and he has nothing positive to say, so he just throws slime at me.
He has picked up the nomination from the Conservative Party. If he loses the primary, if Mr. Smullen loses the primary and runs on the Conservative Party line, does that create a worst case scenario for you candidates who are right of center, where you might have two of you in this race in November?
Well, this speaks very badly of his character that he wanted that line. The person that gave him that line is a guy from New York City named Jerry Kassar, who's the chairman of the Conservative Party, who I called out in the New York Post for helping Zohran Mamdani win in New York City. My opponent voted many times with Zohran Mamdani, and he criticized me for going after Zohran Mamdani in a viral video that I posted to the internet. I had a video attacking Zohran Mamdani. It went viral, millions of views, and my opponents criticized me for it.
If you lose the primary, will you look at trying to get on the ticket in November any way you can as an independent candidate?
It's so obvious I'm going to win the primary. It's unbelievable. I mean, the poll's going to be better.
Would you consider it, though?
It's so obvious I'm going to win that it hasn't crossed my mind.
Anthony Constantino, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure to be here.